So here's the Air Jordan 1 Low, and this is the Travis Scott Velvet Brown version. And these Jordan 1s were originally released in 1985, and they were made as a basketball trainer, being the high cut that released first. And then they were also designed by Peter Moore. And this one obviously being, like I said, a Travis Scott collab, who's a hip-hop artist, rapper, global star. So with the details, it comes in a dark mocha, black, sail and velvet brown colourway that you can sort of see on here. And it all looks really, really nice, and just quite sort of monotone really as well. Just depends on whether you're a fan of that. And usually I'm not a fan of too much sort of monotone sneakers, but this one I think, in my personal opinion, it works, especially when you get them in hand. And it's got a rubber cupsole with an airbag unit in the heel, and I think, as far as I know, polyurethane as well inside the midsole. And it's made up of pretty much all sort of leather, nubuck, suede type construction, so some parts feel more sort of nubucky, and you know, like the top toe box and this medial lateral side, and then the eyelets and around the toe guard and the heel feels more like a really sort of rough suede has some sort of treatment on it. I wouldn't call it quite cracked leather, but it has some sort of treatment on it, and the swoosh is obviously made of leather. And the price for these are £155. So with the comfort and sizing, these are on the medium to firm side, much like any other Jordan 1, so don't expect too much comfort. But as a neutral sneaker, almost sort of shoe-like, it's a good one to wear in my opinion, for everyday use. And again, being a product of the 80s, there's really not much arch support. It's a very sort of flat-footed sneaker. And the wearing time for these, I'd say probably give it 4 to 8 hours and it will start to sort of soften. This one probably a bit easier because it's more sort of suede materials, and suede materials are usually a bit more sort of flexible versus leather. But the midsole outsole combination, that sort of settles in and probably bottoms out quite quickly as well, depending on the insole. With this one, it's a Travis Scott insole, so it's okay, but nothing special. And you can go true to size on these. I think, you know, for me, I tend to go up half size in Jordan 1 lows just because I have a wide foot and I just like that extra bit of space around the pinky toe area. But saying that, if you do sort of wear them and sort of wear them in, that issue sort of goes away eventually anyway, because the sneakers sort of start to sort of break in a bit more. And being a Jordan 1, it's got a great grip, you know, especially on the forefront. This radial pattern works really, really well still. The back, not so much in the way in my opinion, but it might be the way that I walk, but you know, other than that, it's good to go. So with the look and style, I like the mature colourway, and what I will say about this one as well is it's an OG low cut, but it's also got one more eyelet, which is what you normally see on a 85 cut type Jordan 1. So it's kind of got the hybrid kind of model where it's got the big, you know, it's made from the 2015 model, I believe, with the bigger swoosh. And I think maybe it looks like Jordan Brand in 2025 will be going towards that eventually, I think, by the sounds of it. And it's a good sneaker for spring, summertime, in my opinion. I think also, obviously, autumn, winter, but because of the suede on there, that's the reason why I wouldn't recommend them for autumn, winter. And if you do, then you probably want to put some sort of protection on it. And you know, these ones are definitely casual, smart casual, because they've got low key. Even though they're Travis Scott, they're very sort of low key. And depending on what laces and stuff you put in there, you can, you know, dress them up as shoes. And a lot of people won't even notice that you're wearing Travis Scotts, in all honesty. And that's kind of what I like about it. And it comes with like all types of different laces. So you've got these sort of light brown, I guess what they're calling velvet brown, and then you've also got, you know, maybe like choose black option in there as well, and there's a sort of darker brown colour as well, and then there's also pink in the box. But you know, other than that, it's just a nice sort of, you know, have those sort of lace options, and I think even sail would probably work. So with the final thoughts, I do like the fact that it feels premium. You know, obviously getting these for retail is definitely worth it. I probably wouldn't pay resale for them, for example. And like I said, it's got the materials on there, like they're pretty good. You know, not amazing, but they're still very good. And it looks like there's been a bit of thought process put into why they're using it, but not too much storytelling behind this one though. And like I said earlier, the lace options. So you get a bunch of different laces in the box, so which I kind of like. So you know, several different ones, which is really cool. And you know, I think for me, that's always a plus. So with the cons, I think obviously comfort, I'm going to say, because it's a Jordan 1 at the end of the day. It's an 80s sneaker and now sort of basically 40 years old. So with the ratings, I'm going to give the look and style 5. Obviously, it's subjective to people, and some people really don't like these particular sneakers. But what I will say is, if you're a fan of Travis Scott, and once you get them in hand, they do look nice. And the comfort, I'm going to give it a 4. Well, it's okay. Like it's fine for everyday use. I find them more comfortable than a Dunk, but only sort of marginally. But it's one of those sneakers, like Jordan 1 lows in general, is a sort of really sort of go-to for me. And the quality, I'm going to give that 5. I think, you know, like, if you're getting these for retail, they're definitely a step above, you know, standard Jordan 1 lows. So for that reason, I think, you know, paying extra £10 or whatever it is definitely worth it for this particular pair. And same with the pricing as well. So if you're, like I said, paying £10 extra than the standard Jordan 1 low, quality shoe, and obviously being a Travis Scott, so it's got a lot of hype behind it. And that's why I overall give the score a 5. I just think it's another one of those Travis Scotts. It's not reinventing the wheel, not doing anything too strenuous, and you know, it's kind of similar to the Black Phantom colorway, but I feel it works still. You know, like I said, when I initially saw photos and sort of previews of this, and you know, in the sort of sneaker roundups that I do on a weekly basis, you know, I've kind of said I'm not too much of a fan of it, but you never know when you get them in hand. It's a bit different, but hopefully in the video you can sort of see what they're like, and you know, the different sort of slight sort of detailing, because a lot of pictures I saw were really dark, and then the midsole just looks really pale and just looks a bit off. But when you get them in hand, they don't look as bad as what people see, and I actually think they look nice. Like I said, it's one of those things where I always look at sneakers that I can wear more nowadays, because I'm just getting a bit picky with what I like and what I don't like, and I don't like wearing sort of big loud sneakers with sort of loud colorways. It's got to be a really nice sneaker for me to basically wear, you know, like a loud version of it. And you know, I suppose what comes to mind is, say, the Air Max Concepts. Those are, you know, loud sneakers, but I actually like wearing those and would kind of make an exception, but it just depends. And say, you know, for example, Air Max Pluses, but for things like Jordans, I like just sort of simplicity really, so which is nice.